Okay. Did that work? Has that worked? Are we getting video and audio? There we go. There it is. Hi. Let's try that again. Okay. Did that work? Why, hello everyone, and welcome to the stream. This is Otaku Showboat. Today is Thursday, November 4th, 2021, and we've had some technical difficulties getting started today. For whatever reason, I hit the button to start streaming in XSplit. It started streaming on the YouTube, my back end here. It came up with the big red button saying to end the stream, as if the stream had started. It said that the connection was an excellent connection, that there was data being sent to YouTube, and yet it wasn't streaming. It wasn't actually streaming. It didn't actually start streaming. It was getting data. The button to say that it has started streaming is saying that it had started streaming. It is streaming, according to YouTube, but it wasn't. So, yeah, I had to turn XSplit off. I had to stop sending by XSplit and then start again without ending the stream. Fortunately, that was enough to fix it. Yes, that I will blame YouTube. I shall blame YouTube for this, for screwing it up on the ingest side of things, I suppose. So, how are we doing? We have Factorio. We are playing Pyandons mods today. When last we met, I was setting up Niobium. Nearly completely finished with the setup for Niobium, and as I said I would, I finished up all of the logistics work to get into the Niobium plates over here. We set up all this. We got the refined syngas built and put onto the train network in a separate factory, wherever the heck I did that. Way over here. Yes, refined syngas factory. We did do this last time as well. Getting all of the logistics work and stuff for the back end ended up taking me an additional 45 minutes. So yeah, that would have meant we would have been streaming for about another hour last time. So I think I'm okay with ending it where I did last time. Hello, good morning, welcome everyone. So yeah, this is making ammonia out of coke and copper at the moment. It's not gonna do that for much longer. It's not gonna be doing that for much longer. In fact, most of this back-end stuff is likely going to disappear in the long term, which is why I was mostly okay with it looking a bit messy like this for the moment. Let's see if I can bring up... Yeah, there we go. There's the pop-out chat. So now I have the chat in a better position. I can actually read it properly. And yeah, we have niobium plates. Yes, non-zero amounts of niobium plates. Hello and welcome. What that means is that I now have big electric poles getting made. I have glorious big electric poles. It also means that I now have beautiful niobium pipes. I have the best looking of the pipes. Oh, it's glorious. Oh, that underground distance. It's absolutely glorious and wonderful and magnificent. I love it. It's good. I like a lot, and it has a stack size of 100, which is even better. Not only do we have the much larger pipe length, but I can hold more of them in my inventory, which is great. And I'm actually going to increase the amount that I hold to like 300 of those pipe to grounds, if I have that many. I absolutely have that many by now. I spent a while allowing time to pass so that I could get a bunch of stuff buffered. Now, what else have I done off screen? Well, remember that we had set up Ulrich as well last time. Set up a creature chamber to make Ulrich, got the cDNA being made here in the mall so that I could get into automated Ulrichs as well as into the first Faugi. So we got our first set of Ulrich and our first set of Faugi going. I decided that since we already have all of the stuff in order to get a few more creatures and plants/fungi, I decided to go ahead and do that here. It is 1 per second of niobium. Yes, niobium plates is set to 1 at the moment. That's what I planned it around. So I have some cotton gut studs now, and I have sea sponges now. These are the two animals. Yes, the sponges are animals, technically. But yeah, they are the things that I could currently make outside of Ulrich without needing to go into anything a bit more complex than that, i.e. fetal serum and artificial blood, which I will need to get into the Corlex, the Muckmo. I'll also need good samples at some point. You know, the wonderful good samples, the goodest of good. And then, yeah, for the plants/fungi, we got Yadles now. Just the first few of those, the first few Tufra, the first few Kickalk, finally, the first few Kickalk, as well as the first few Grodd, which will be needed to get into the bedding. So is Yotoi. Where's that? That will need good samples to get into the Yotoi. Just to have a look at the bedding here. Yeah, that's going to need the good samples, which will take a little bit of time. Also, something is a little laggy. Something's a little laggy on what is it really used for today. That's a little weird. Not used to seeing that. But yeah, you need the Grod as well. Will I need Grod for anything else? No. Not yet. Oh yes, let's add 25 hot air to get 1 whole extra unit of dried Grod. You know, I think I value my hot air a little bit more than that these days. Yeah, it's just used to make this raising of cubs as part of breeding. Okay, sure. So, not as concerned about getting the Grod set up yet until I can get the Yotoi set up. The Kekalk is necessary for fiber at scale. That will happen. The Tufra I'm hesitant about because it needs this manure bacteria or whatever it needs. Yotois, or Yadles, excuse me, will be used for food for a lot of other things. As far as I'm concerned, it's just a food crop from there. So, today, now that we have Niobium, as well as all of the buildings that take Niobium, today is the day we process oil sands to get into infinity units of tar and crude oil. The day has arrived. We are finally here. Stick a pin in this, please. I would very much like to stick a pin in this. Yeah, it's finally time for the oil sands. Makes me very happy. So it's about a yellow belt to get 200 tar from these oil sands, which that's a bit of infrastructure. It's a bit of infrastructure, but it is coming from just the oil sand and not from any other plate. So this will be my solution for this. I can get more crude oil out per unit of oil sand as crude oil. So there is that to consider as well. So whenever I can use crude oil instead of tar, because my crude oil will come from oil sand processing, I should use the crude oil over the tar, just to, save a bit on what I'm spending on the power and infrastructure there. So whenever I have the option, crude oil will be better, but a lot of the time I will not have the option for using the tar. Okay, this needs infrastructure, and a lot of it. A lot of buildings I can't fit in my inventory right now because I'm carrying around too much stuff. What to do? I don't need electric arc furnaces, so I can get rid of that. The building here that needs the Niobium is the centrifugal pan, rather than the hydrocyclone. But yeah, both of those do need Niobium. The hydrocyclone means I could do unslimed iron processing, but we're not gonna actually do that, because my plan for that is Simics, rather than doing the full chain up to iron through unslimed iron. Hello, Ollie. He's joining, rubbing my legs. I do need an olefin plant. The oily fin plant. I need steam cracking. I don't need these methanol reactors. I can get rid of those. I think I can get rid of the quenching towers as well, so that'll free up a couple of spaces. I also don't need those rectisols either. So get rid of those. You think that going naphtha BTX and then dumping BTX is more efficient than heavy oil to naphtha? I mean, the only reason why I'm doing the naphtha is because I need it. I need to loop it back. So you're saying oil to BTX? Or what? What into BTX? BTX as the product. Crude oil into naphtha BTX. Well, this says that it's better. And that would mean I could use naphtha instead. Hello, Ollie. How's my boy? How's the baby? How's my baby? How's that big boy? Yes. Is he comfy? Oh, so he's gonna start grooming now. Gotta have that baby. Oh god, but look what happens. Do you see what happens by doing that? Actually, rather than the naphtha, I think this should be the BT. Can I use the BTX? Wait, BTX doesn't have a fuel value. Interesting. Interesting. No, that says 1. So where's the thing with the big X on it? There it is. Okay, that's still 13.6. Let me kill this. 15.4. So this is worse. This is worse than cracking the crude oil to heavy oil and then heavy oil to naphtha. Just straight up. Because it uses less oil sand to do it out of the heavy oil cracked from crude. Now there is that chromium expense. I don't want to spend the byproduct there. This will need the steam for it. The steam. Let's see. That says 13.6. So if we do a hybrid system, it's, I think, looking at 27.7. If we look at 27.7 there, through this hybrid system, tar is the only desired output from this particular factory. I will have another copy of the factory that will produce crude oil. This one is for tar. Or maybe I just put bitumen on the network. Who knows? Maybe I should just put the bitumen on the network and then convert it into tar or crude oil wherever I need tar or crude oil. Should we just do that instead? Just be like, hey, I want 200 bitumen. net out. Yeah, so the point of this is bitumen. It's not anything else. I'm thinking of just putting the bitumen on the network, and then whenever I need tar, just bring in the bitumen and convert. Although that's quite a bit of space on those heavy oil refineries. Yeah, it's one step away, and as I've said before, the times where I have this like one step away situation, I tend to prefer to have that previous product online on the network. Yeah, the one downside is the buildings are huge. Absolutely huge. Is he stretching? Is he a good boy? Is he gonna knock down my green screen again today? No, he's just tired. He's sleepy. Ali is sleepy. Okay. The other thing about this is it's the naphtha problem. That's the issue here, is the naphtha problem. So we have 13.6. If we switch this over to heavy oil instead, and we get rid of this, that's 14.3 oil sand rather than 13.6. So it is technically slightly better for all of this to do it the other way, although the other way also uses a little bit more power. It uses more power by less than 1 extra megawatt, and slightly less oil sand, like half an oil sand. Am I okay with using half an oil sand extra to not have to do a couple of steps? I think so. As long as we're under 15, I'm okay here with all of this. The other key thing is that we will need a starting amount of naphtha to kick it into gear. So how will I do that is a great question. Yeah, it's a great question, actually. Because that needs hot air. I am carrying stone bricks with me, and I think I'm also carrying around... I don't. I'm not carrying around... Oh, I am. Oh, hey, there they are. I usually carry around, for whatever reason, regenerative heat exchangers as well as the pressure pumps. Just for whatever reason, the regenerative heat exchanger just ends up taking a permanent space in my inventory, even though things are different now. It's changed dramatically. But yeah, you can see what happens here. It goes down to 10 to get the 200 bitumen out. Why are you even making the oil? Like, what are you trying to do? Oh, because it's the steam. It's trying to get the steam to keep it going. But yeah, 28 wood. I just need this here to tell me, oh, hey, dummy, you need to do that to start the cycle going. But we're going to leave it off so I know what numbers I need. I need flotation. When I say flotation, it's really flotation or flotulation. You can get steam from bitumen directly, more efficiently. So 14.3. Where is bitumen? 14.4. 14.4 is one more than 14.3. But it's simpler. It is simpler to do it this way. So I guess I'll do it this way? Because either way, it's like I won't have heavy oil to put into the system initially. You need to like start on something else and then switch it to the heavy oil once you get the cracking of the crude going in. Now, so much effort could be saved if you could just mine the crude. But nah, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. The whole point is to get the crude and to get the bitumen out of this. All right, well that helps a little bit. Am I even making hydroclassifiers? I don't think. Okay, I am. Good. Let's get those centrifugal pans wherever that building lays. Pan? There you are. Hello. You have a stack size of 5, so that means that you're taking up 2 stacks. Because I need 6 of you. I have the jaw crushers, heavy oil refineries, the most massive of massive heavy oil refineries. I have electrolyzers. I have the olefin plants. I have the steam crackers now. Or do I? Do I? No. There. Go. Steam crackers. So that leaves oil burners. Where do those live again? I always forget. I thought it was in here. Oil burners. There. I need 20 of you. Thank you for all of these wonderful buildings. Bring them to me. Fill up my inventory. Also, thing to note is I have taken my crawdad back out and I've filled it with a whole bunch of rail laying stuff because the crawdad is going to be far more efficient for me to continue to expand my rail lines now that I have the big electric poles. Now is a definite time. Now is definitely the time to do continued expansion. That's going to be my weekend in a nutshell. Lots of laying of rails, and also figuring out how I want to like have radar coverage, because now I can actually put radars down along the existing grid and try to incorporate that into the rail network, so I can actually have vision around my entire base. That's that I think is a pretty darn good plan. Yeah, so just by doing this right here, it's placing ghosts for the thingies, I think. Did I just knot? I think I just knotted. Oh yeah, I did, right there. Right there. There they are. Radars. Huzzah! Glorious, beautiful, wonderful radars. A tree is in the way. The hell? Get out of here, tree. Just give me the radars. Yes, I was reminded about the existence of megadars at one point, but there was a point I was making. Steam engine is in the way. Oh, right. Undo that. There was a point that I was making about how the radars couldn't be upgraded in this mod, and that is technically true. You cannot directly upgrade radars in Pyandons mods. You cannot place down another mark level of radar over an existing radar. The Megadar is an upgraded version of the radar, and it's much larger. Oh, there goes Ollie. Megadar be mega. It's huge by comparison to a standard radar. And of course, there are the local radars as well. Those do exist. I think I just got just about everything here. I think I got all that covered. Now, of course, this doesn't cover the vertical, but whatever. I don't really think rotating to do the vertical is going to be particularly elegant of a solution, but you know what? We'll go with it. We'll just go with it for now. Did it copy? Yes. Plonk. I said plonk. Plonk! Plonk-a-da-doohickeys. I want those radars. All of the glorious and wonderful radars. There we go. That should just about cover it. You... Did I just... Ah. I was offset. Come on. Don't you hate it when you go to click your button and it moves the mouse a pixel before it takes the click? Don't you hate when that happens? It's like you get your exact position that you want and you go to click and the mouse moves a pixel. Yeah, that annoys me at times. And annoys me greatly at times. There you go. Enjoy all of that expansion. All right, I should have all the buildings. And a completely full inventory. Thanks. Can you ask what I was referring to? You said Megadar. So a while back, early in the series, I mentioned how I didn't really like that there weren't upgrades to the radars, and for this save that I didn't install the Big Brother mod, which gives you tech upgrades for radars on this. So I'll have to spam tons and tons of radars all over the place. But it was pointed out that there is the Megadar. That is an upgraded version of the radar. It's just much, much larger. It's another building that acts as a radar. It's just really big. And it has a really big coverage area on it. And it comes at Blue Science, I think. Megadar. Yeah, it's a Blue Science thing. / Pi Science thing for advanced electronics. This guy big. This guy really big. And it's not a direct upgrade of satellites. Yep, Megadar, like Mega Radar. Megadar. It's like a Mega Radar, aka the Megadar. That's the thing. It's a great big satellite dish on it. Yeah. Stuff, things. I have everything that I've requested, even though I have the full inventory, so it's time to clean out a couple other things because I'm not actually carrying around any of the mining drills either. I need 20 soil extractors. Oil sand extractors, which means getting rid of something. Get rid of you. Buh. Goodbye, Guar. I'll miss you. That'll have to be it for now. I don't want to get rid of anything else. I like everything else. Everything else is awesome. So yeah, that's that. That tis that. As soon as my bots bring me these things. Bots, there you go. So these should have one. Ahem. Get rid of that. Guar. These should have one slot for modules, and I will use them. I will use that singular slot. At least I think it's one. I'll find out. I'll find out. It means I don't actually need 15, but whatever. So these are big. These are definitely a building for mining. Yeah, they have mark levels associated with them. So that'll be interesting. That's why I don't really want to do more than a yellow belt at a time, especially if they don't have any module slots on them. Alright, I'm just going to leave. Time to actually get some progress going here and build some things. And yeah, you'll notice I've been making a few other plans down here. I've been looking at good alien samples. I've been looking at Ulrich food and the stuff to make the Ulrich food, getting manure from Ulrichs, etc., etc. So I'm planning. Okay, I'm planning some of this. Trying to think how I actually want to get into urea at scale. Because no matter what, it's going to suck. I've done fish-based urea before. The problem is I don't currently have the fish-to-blood recipe. The direct fish-to-blood recipe. I have full rendering of fish, but not fish-to-blood. That will not happen until Pi Science, when I can pick up Water Animals Stage 2. That will allow me to directly render the fish into blood. Because the fish recipes give wastewater as an output on them. That's the reasoning there. Fish give blood plus wastewater. Blood atomizes into urea, and then wastewater also processes into urea. So it's a okay way. It's okay. Now I'm going to tap into this. So I'm going to go up here, put a terrain station down. Right there. Now on the way, as my train goes by, my nanobots may occasionally place a radar. Occasionally will place a radar. Okay. One or two every so often. And that's just ticks and such. How was the week so far? Tiring. It's been a bit tiring. I've been selling things on eBay. So, in particular, I sold my entire Naruto manga collection. I had all 3 box sets for the entire series. I sold them in one go, all together, the complete collection, for $1,000 on eBay. And yesterday, now this package is like 35 pounds and massive, absolutely massive. just huge. The package is huge. It cost over $100 to ship it. That the buyer paid for. The buyer paid for the shipping, not me. I paid for insurance on the package. And it has signature confirmation. So yesterday, the buyer sends me a message saying that the tracking information shows that there's a problem. This package going from one side of the country to the other side of the country. From the East Coast to the West Coast in California. It said that it had been taken to a Camp Pendleton in California when the package was supposed to be going to Alpine, California. About a 70-mile difference, 60 to 70-mile difference. And that it had been turned over to a military agent. And that's what eBay saw, and it came up big red dot saying there's a problem here. But by the time I looked at it, after getting this message from the buyer, the USPS tracking said it was at the post office, again, after having been apparently given away. So it was handed off to a military person who then gave it back, saying that it was not for them, for that area. And the reason for this is because the package got missorted at the San Diego Airport, International Airport. Camp Pendleton being north of San Diego, Alpine being east of San Diego. It was supposed to have gone to the distribution center in San Diego, but it was missorted, mishandled at the airport. A massive 35-pound package was sent to the wrong place. So I was on the phone with USPS yesterday to figure out what the problem was so I could reassure that to the buyer that yes, it does look like it will still be delivered to you. You don't have to go 70 miles to Camp Pendleton's post office to pick this package up. The representative with USPS apologized, said it was their error, and they will get it to them as quickly as they can. As quickly as they can. Though the system, their internal system, is saying that it will arrive by the 8th of November. Because their automated system is treating it as if it has been put in as priority mail shipping originating at Camp Pendleton to the Alpine destination. So they are tacking the min to max, that like max estimated date from the date of shipping. They consider that the day it was shipped in their system. So it says estimated November 8th, but it should arrive either today or tomorrow. Either today or tomorrow. Of course, there's a 3-hour difference. It says that it has been departed from the San Diego, California distribution center at this point. So it has been taken away from Camp Pendleton's post office and is now on its way back to its actual intended destination. Now, because it's shipped priority shipping, priority mail, they don't do partial refunds on the shipping costs. They don't do partial refunds for standard priority mail if it's going to be late. So there's that too to have to consider. Do I even need a solid input here on on this factory. No, I don't need an input, like, at all. Oh, I didn't look and see how... Oh, God, I'll have to go back because I need more pressure pumps, don't I? Ooh, boy, yeah, that's a lot of pressure pumps. So I'll need to do at least one restock on this. Oh, boy. So that was fun yesterday. At least the buyer was like... They thanked me for calling USPS and taking the time out of my day to do that. Yep, only Priority Express has any guarantees. I did insure the package, so if it's lost or stolen, I do have the insurance coverage for the $1,000 cost of the package. Yeah, not for the shipping. So you're still down a bit in the end. Huh. So yeah, that was my experience yesterday. After all of this, and I've shipped 2 other manga collections. I've shipped and I sold and shipped Full Metal Alchemist as well as Claymore. Claymore has just sold and is shipping today. That is entering into the mail today, and there doesn't seem to be any issues regarding anything else. Of course, the first package I shipped that had issues with it is the most expensive, heaviest, largest package I've ever shipped in my life. Is the one package of anything I've been selling on eBay that has had an issue. Of course. Of course it would be, right? The one time it would be that. Anyway, I'm clearing all of this because I don't need it, and I'm not sending a solid in or out here. Now, I will be sending another large package, ideally, relatively soon, because I have an auction right now for the everything else of my amiibo collection that I haven't sold yet. I have 2 active listings on eBay right now. One is for the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild Champions amiibo, which is currently listed at $72.99 with like 8 watchers on it. I expect that to eventually sell at that price, but we shall see. And then I have the rest of my amiibo collection. It's like 116 amiibo figures that I currently have listed for $1,500 starting bid. It has no bids right now, but it does have 8 watchers. There's 20 hours left on it. We'll see if there's someone who picks it up at least at the asking bid price. If not, it'll go down. It'll go for another week or whatever. Why am I selling the stuff? Because I would like to pay off my credit card. I have a lot of debt on my Amazon store card right now. It's about $2,500 on my Amazon store card. I want that to go away because the monthly payments on that are large. It's like $79 right now per month for the minimum payment on that card, and I don't want that anymore. I really don't want that anymore. Because, you know, this past year I had this this thing that I did called upgrading my computer to be compatible with Windows 11, as well as to try to solve a number of other issues the computer was having. you go. Wonderful. So glad I can have all of these nice big power poles now, and I can actually design around the concept of having these big power poles now. And everything that I have sold is stuff that has just been sitting around that I haven't been doing anything with forever. And it's all stuff that I'm okay with not having. So that's 8.5. Oh boy. Like, my amiibo collection has just been sitting and doing absolutely nothing for a very long time. And realistically speaking, I don't need it. Nor do I need any of the manga that I have ever bought, because I am just not into that anymore. Wasn't actually particularly into it to begin with. I just never read the bulk of the Naruto series. I sort of skimmed through the first box set. The other two I never read. They've been sitting on my shelf since 2015, all these box sets. I read through Claymore once. I skimmed through, actually, Full Metal Alchemist, but, I mean, all these things, it's like, I'm not reading them. I'm not looking at them, I'm not reading them. And I'm not buying anymore. I'm not keeping up with any series. There's stuff that's been sitting on my shelf since 2015 that I haven't opened and looked at. What I have that I've read, that I've looked at, are the light novels, not the manga. So if I can sell the manga, that's fine by me, because I'm just not into that. I'd rather read the actual source material for the vast majority of this through the light novel versions, rather than look at pretty pictures. It's like, give me a story. I'm here for a story, not for a picture. And manga is really expensive. It's really expensive per volume, and you get like less than a third of what you get for story from a light novel. I was like, okay. Okay, so these are these things. These are these things. They're spiders. They're like 6-legged spider thingies. They're just digging. They're digging quickly, giving me lots of oil sands. So there's that done, technically. Ah, boy. Where do we start? We start with 8 of these. How do I want to arrange this? Probably over here and like this. What is the output? Okay, we have to deal with stone. Of course, why would we not have to ever deal with stone? That would be unlike this playthrough. Unlike this mod set, if we didn't have to deal with a byproduct here, so filter out the stone for me. How much you want to bet we're gonna... Okay. Oh, we're not actually gonna have to deal with gravel. Okay, thank goodness. Thank goodness. We have 2.4 of that. We need washer. Washing the stone to saline. And deleting it from the face of existence. There you go. Ta-da! Now, because these are so huge, I'm not going to bother putting, like, a warehouse down and surrounding it by these because... Or a depot down and surrounding it by these because, well, the depot could only actually have 4 of these around it, as far as I can tell. Depot may be big, but these are the same size, if not larger. Yeah, they're larger than the freaking depot. So you can't even have 4 of these around a single depot. Great, it's easier to have a layout like this, as dumb as that is. Alright, let's bring this down. There we go, that should be enough power poles. Bring this over, connect it to the big one. Excuse? Oh, there you go. Connect! Be free! Give me this wonderful crushed oil sand. Now to get classy in our hydro classy. Oh boy. Steam. Do I steam first? No, I will set this up here. I'm gonna flip this around to make it a little bit easier. The water supply can be right there. Because I need to bring things in, you know? And I can actually move this an entire tile, like so. Okay, times 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Glorious, beautiful niobium pipes. Okay, just add steam to that. Oh, this distance. Oh, this distance is so good. Die, trees, die. Alright, we need both. So you also need to split. Go there, please. Good. Good. Yeah, it does take some time to catch up on this when it's an average when it's normally 6 hours a week of this series. It does take some time. I mean, you can watch it at ×2 speed, and then it's only 3 hours, less than 3 hours because we take a break and we have the beginning discussions as well. So it shouldn't be that bad to stay up to date. Where are my thingies? You. So you need 40, which means that yes, this does need 2 evenly. That's actually pretty nice, but it does cause issues. Grab this. The reason why I say it causes issues is because we do need this solid input. And we need 6 of these. Oh, boy. Oh, I can have these adjacent. Cool. 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, isn't that convenient? That is highly convenient. I am glad. Have some power. Enjoy. So it means that you connect there. The tailings need to be deleted from the face of existence. Ta-da! Okay. That will be that part of it. And that's going to make the froth. I then need to do flotation. Flotation. Glorious flotation. You need 12 and a half. So it says it seems to be like 6 into these 10 on these airs. So I'll just do something like this. Oh boy, all this pipe. This is a lot of pipe. Grab just that, please. Delete that. Grab the whole thing again. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I had enough pipe. Wow. That's a rarity. I actually had enough pipe for that. Okay, that's pretty good. That is pretty good indeed. If only that was all I needed. If only, huh? So we need the naphtha as well for this. Okay. Can I get all of these steps in here? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 steps in here. We can try. It starts with you. I am actually going to run out of regular pipe. Yep. With 1 more pipe and now 0 pipe left of standard niobium pipe, that is going to be that. Connect, and you're powered. Okay. vent the oxygen. I don't need the oxygen. I need the hydrogen. So, hydrogen has a fuel value. So I can actually use that to start the process to get bitumen to then cycle back into the steam so that the bitumen makes the steam. Hello, Ave. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Oh boy, these big. These big. I have niobium now. I have niobium pipes now. This is glorious, an absolute game changer. When your pipes actually reach that feeling when the pipes actually reach all the way where you need them to. It's absolutely glorious. All right, so that's that. Next is these four. These four. These 11. There we go. All right, as I said, once I get the pipes again. Wow, that's actually the exact same size. Cool. Good to know. These oil burners are the same size as my water well. Steam needs to come in all the way over here as steam. Glorious, beautiful, wonderful steam. Ooh, you almost made it. There you go. Steam! Glorious steam. Then it gets cracked. The oil gets cracked. And then that becomes naphtha 1-to-1. Now I'm completely out of pipe. But let's get all of this set up. Okay, there's the steam, the oil. Do I have a good alignment? No. There you go. There's the oil connected. So that'll make me my heavy oil. The one thing about this... where's the bitumen output? Here. So this bitumen is what will be the input here for the steam. That means that I need to have a valve here for actually loading the bitumen onto the trains in the end. So that'll be what I have on the network, the train network. It'll be bitumen, and then wherever I need crude oil or tar, I will need to do this for crude. slash have the same building for the tar, I'll need to do this building for tar, or this plus this for the crude oil. But hey, we'll have something provided on the network, and this is 200. And this is 200 per second. Of both of these things. Alright, it's time for a restock. I can get rid of the requests on these buildings here. Give me that. And then I need to get the initial naphtha up as well. I am carrying wood with me, as well as... Come to me, my train. As well as the ability to make a bit of hot air to just get a small amount of naphtha to start the process. There we go. Get back to the mall. Ta-da! There we go. Just checking off to the side, making sure nothing's gone wrong. Making sure nothing's gone wrong anywhere. Anyway. Looking fine. Alright. It feels so nice to finally be doing this. I've never done this in a playthrough before, by the way. I have never mined and processed oil sands in a Pyandons mods playthrough before. This is an entirely new experience for me. Not even joking, I've not done it. In particular because it's never been required. I mean, technically it's still not required. And just looking at all of this infrastructure to get 200 bitumen out. To get 200 bitumen out, which would equal 200 tar out. This being that infrastructure from the single mined resource. I think it's okay because their alternatives are producing it through a non-renewable resource that will go away rather fast until the late game, that is. Like, once I have Mark IV buildings with Mark IV drilling fluid, the density per node on these drill nodes will be a lot more sufficient to last a reasonable amount of time. They'll be lasting... Gosh, how long would they last? What's the range on its 4.4? It says that the max is times 64, right? On this. So the max possible increase is times 64, the base value. This means you have to roll a 4 on a random number between 1 and 4. You have to roll a 4. And you have to use the Mark IV building, and you have to use the level 4 drilling fluid. So it ends up being 4 by 4 by 4 for 64. Now, 64 million, if you get that roll, when mined at 100 units at a time in each cycle, is 640,000 cycles. Yeah, that's 640,000 cycles, which, if it's 1 cycle per second, it won't be at the Mark IV buildings, by the way. You will be mining faster than that. Much faster than that. But realistically, if that's 60 cycles per minute and then 60 minutes per hour, of course, that would be 177.78 hours of production off of one node at 100 units per second. But as I said, it's not going to be 100 units per second. It's going to be 100 units per cycle and a lot of cycles per second by Mark IV. In fact, I would go out on a limb and say that if you're using the life modules, it would be 60 cycles per second. It would be 60 cycles per second. I can get rid of that remaining stack. I think I'm good here. I don't need these oil burners. What building do I need for the naphtha from wood? The DDC. That's fine. I have that. Okay. So yeah, 177 hours if you're actually using 6,000 units a second of tar from a single node. It would last 3 hours. Per node. If you roll a natural 4 and get the max amount. So, yeah, maybe it needs to be higher than that. Maybe the max needs to be higher than that. Of course, I just said that that's assuming that you would use the, 6,000 units of fluid you would get every second by running the machine at the tick rate through shenanigans. But yeah. It's a thing. You could do it. You could do it, especially if you put a pump on the end of the machine into some storage and pump from that storage directly into like a locomotive wagon to take to whatever destination that you then pump back out directly into storage and then directly into whatever buildings you're using it, or split it across the whole grid. Something is up with my enter key. Huh. Interesting. My enter key has like 3 pegs, and I think the side pegs haven't gone back in right on it. Alright. What recipe am I using to get inserters now? I am using the recipe that needs the rubber again. Now, I've got a little bit back and forth between the one that needs the duralumin and the one that needs the rubber. But yeah, at the moment it's the one that uses the rubber. Like, I don't care about the lube because I've been getting the lube out of aromatics since the moment I built my mall. Like, this I've been doing the entire time, and it's been giving me enough lube for the things that need the lube in the mall. It's the rubber that's been the limiting factor for which recipe I use here. And rubber is still a limiting factor on making these guys, these lab instruments up here. So that's going to be part of my immediate agenda, is getting rubber online. Okay, we're not done with this yet, though. Not quite done with this yet, because I do need to get these remaining buildings all set up and sorted and planned out, and I need to get the naphtha input piped over. Enjoy. I need to get the heavy oil sent in. I need the initial supply of steam sent through the system to get this moving. So that's ideally going to give me enough to get some froth. The froth is going to be enough to get me some bitumen. So I can go in here. That's already been used up. I can close that. So now the bitumen that comes out of here will go and produce additional steam. As well as process into oil. I will need to power these buildings. Okay, bring this down, make sure that all the buildings have power. They do. Make sure these buildings have power. And make sure that these buildings have power. There we go. We're all powered up. Now for naphtha. The small amount of initial naphtha. So this will need the DDC. Where's this even going again? Over here. DDC. Making naphtha out of wood and hot air. Wood. Regen heat exchanger. And get some air. And have some bricks. That should do it. Even just a few cycles. Once one of these buildings, this one gets enough naphtha to start the process off, that should be enough. That should be enough, I think. Maybe. So this is giving steam. We've got bitumen in the system. Processing steam. Just a bit, though. Just a little bit of steam. How is the steam? Moving. We're moving. We are, in fact, starting to move and cycle. I think I can break this now. You are making naphtha. So that process is cycling. I used up all that wood. Oh boy. Glorious naphtha. Go, go, go. Be free! You're free! You can cycle now. You produce way more bitumen than you need by a whole 200 per second. So now the whole thing is going. At least it should be, anyway. And these will slowly fill up their internal buffers. And that, as they say, will be that over time. Ta frickin' da. We did the thing. We have made bitumen. A whole 200 per second of it. Grand total, 200. And that's my alarm. To say that, hey, we are, in fact, halfway through today's stream. Meaning that it is, in fact, time to take a little bit of a break. When I get back, we will be loading bitumen onto the train and setting it up onto the station, setting the station up, and then we get to move on to other things from there. Off screen, I will likely be doubling this at bare minimum. At bare minimum, I will double this, if not more than that, because the great thing about this process is that it doesn't change with tech level. Meaning that ideally there's gonna be something in here that uses productivity. Meaning ideally that they're oh dang it, why do you not? Why you know productive this, Pyandon? Why you know productive this? This is a static process. This doesn't improve with tech. So why this no get productivity? Oh boy. Anyway, well, it's static. It'll stay this way through the entire game. The irony that you can actually just productivity air out of nothing. Most pointless thing ever. It's like, oh yeah, let's get more per every few cycles. Or you could just make it cycle faster with speed. Anyway, yeah, so that's the build. It requires some work with getting it started. But otherwise, yeah, it's great. It'll improve with mark levels on the buildings, and that'll slightly change the building ratios as we go. But other than that, for now, that's going to be what we got going on for us. So with that, I will be back in just a few minutes. And I have returned. Welcome back from the break. It's time to figure out what to do next now that we have oil sands processing going. I guess technically what I should do is finish this off first by bringing this over and onto a train. That sounds like a great idea. Let's grab a station like so. Enjoy. Get rid of that regular pipe. We don't do regular pipe anymore. Regular pipe is the enemy. Excellent. There's my bitumen. Hello, Ollie. How's my big boy? Oh, how's my boy? That's a baby. How's that Ollie? That's my Ollie. You are over a year and a half old now. You're over a year and a half old now, Mr. Cat. Yes. You and your sister. You're over a year and a half old. Yeah. This'll be your second holiday season, huh? First one as the adult kitties. First one as adult kitties. Last year you were kittens. Now you're big kitties. Really big kitties. Alright, locomotive. Fluid wagons. And fuel. Station name, S. Bitumen. D. Bitumen. So, the one thing I wanted to mention is that while, yes, this is quite a few buildings, the comparisons to make on the, like, production of tar or crude oil have to be compared against the fact that, well, if you tap into this, you have a set amount that you can tap into. You have to keep moving and finding additional sources to keep tapping into. It's rather annoying to do that. And then another alternative is, well, you can just pump jack for it and use drilling fluid and use iron and copper plates for it. And there is another recipe that gives you 300 out rather than 100 out of the tar. It uses drilling fluid 2 instead of drilling fluid 1. But that's a whole mission as well in and of itself. It is made for free, but that is a bit more complex to get into. It's an entire processing chain to get into that by itself. So all of this needs to be taken into consideration when doing this drilling fluid as well as part of the entire process to get into the tar. It's not just something this small to get 100 units or just this small to get 200 units, because that ignores the inputs. It ignores the inputs into here. There's several iron plates and copper plates per second that get drained by doing this as well. So we have to think, well, then, how much infrastructure, how many steps are we doing along the iron and the copper chains to get the iron and the copper that goes into that tar? So if we look at the total infrastructure going into making the tar, this I would prefer, because I would prefer using the iron and the copper for other things than making tar. Right? I would rather not spend my iron and copper on making tar. That seems like a terrible idea. Why would I spend my iron and my copper on making tar, of all things? Yeah, that just seems a little bit dumb to me. Just a little bit dumb. So, we're gonna stick to this as our perpetual tar. Yeah, there's things that involve wood and other methods. I'm just gonna say that as far as I'm aware, everything else is more infrastructure than this is to do that. So, yep, we are in fact doing oil sands now. It's great. Oil sand. Excuse me. All right, bitumen. Bitumen. That's the one. Full cargo, circuit condition, auto, magic. You're full already? Oh boy. Oh boy. All right, let's get that onto my supply stuffs. Bitumen. Okay, what else can I get out of bitumen? Rather than just... And that's the other thing. You're making bitumen out of this. It's not just making tar, it's also making crude oil and everything else that the bitumen makes. We could make asphalt if we wanted to. We could get nickel ore. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that either. Boy. Why would you ever? Why, though? But why, though? See, if you're going to do this, you're doing it for like the soot outputs. Maybe. Because I wouldn't do like no. No. This is another extension of the chain, but no. Nope. You can go into nitrogen with bitumen. Why one would do this, I have absolutely no idea. But it exists. You can directly get sulfur out. Again, why one would need to do this when sulfur veins exist. How many hours are we at? 147. We are 147 hours in. We are at green science. And we've gotten niobium. That's where we're at. We're at niobium right now. Oh, really? Oh, you have to spend the chromium. That's... No, I'm going to not spend chromium. I'd rather not spend chromium on that. Although it would save in this oil sands build a little bit of its infrastructure. The problem is, well, making that chromium is a lot more infrastructure as well. Again, alloys, shale oil, to olefins with even more alloys? Interesting. Yeah, I think I'm gonna just be sticking to the crude and the tar out of the bitumen. I don't really see why I would ever shale oil ever. And by the time you get into like Keragen, you've basically beaten the game. You have essentially beaten the game by the time you get to Keragen. And there's like lots of other stuff that you get access to as well by then. So yeah, we are pretty far along in the save thus far. We have finally entered the land of Niobium, which dramatically changes things. Dramatically changes a lot of everything. Okay, what's next? Well, work towards the remaining stuff from my mall on the train network, ideally, on my bus onto the train network, ideally. Gotta get rid of the stuff that's on the bus. So here's the thing about that process. You can get lube out of aromatics, out of tailings, out of nothing. So you can convert aromatics to lubricant. And then into olefins and a little bit of the bitumen, but eh. And it's 2-to-1 lubricant into olefins. Well, for me, my aromatics are not coming from creosote. That's for certain. My aromatics are coming from coal water slurry from tailings. That's where my aromatics are coming from. I'm making a bunch of benzene and aromatics over here. A few units of these every second. So whenever I need lubricant, I can just go aromatics into lubricant. And I have a very steady, stable supply of the stuffs. It does cost a little bit of the solid fuel to delete the pure sand from the face of existence. But yeah, I've got a supply of this. And if I can get my lube from absolutely nothing, I'm gonna go that route when it's a process that I'm already doing. Based on a process I'm already doing. So, manure. That is, I think, part of my next mission. Through Ulrich. Because I really want to get into this so I can start getting the remaining circuit infrastructure off of the bus. So realistically speaking, in the bus right now, what I still need to get onto the train network is seaweed, logs for wood. I've actually already got the ceramics done in a build. I'm tempted to get sap on the trains, but and that's just because sap builds end up being massive whenever I do need to make them local. So it's like, well, I may as well have an even bigger dedicated build on the sap. That's just extractors, just an entire quadrant dedicated to just sap extractors, giving me all of the sap. But I do need to get the latex, the rubber, the petri dish stuff onto the train network. Nexel it onto the train network. plastic, bone meal, the Vrauk cocoons, there's borax processing. It's these guys, these optical sets I need on the network. Manure for urea in particular, and then all the rest of this circuit stuff, and that's pretty much it. So there's still a lot to go, but you notice none of that of what I just said was any ores or plates. All of the ores and plates are taken care of. They're all on the network now. So all this stuff over here as part of the bus is only here to feed the current processes, further processes that are going on the bus. I'm not even using a lot of it down here. But all these remaining lines, well, they need their own factories. Everything else that's coming into the mall, into the mall from the bus, needs separate things. I can get away with this at the mall. Just get some soil extractors down in the mall, and that takes care of that line. This is going to need rubber stoppers, which I'm going to use out of rubber. So that's going to be a build as well, is getting into the rubber for the stoppers for the glassware. Similarly, I have to do that to get into the red science. I'll also want green science here. This will be a log build that'll just make biomass out of logs. I'll bring the logs in, and that'll be that. The petri dishes will be a build in and of themselves. Need to do the slaked lime loop for the sodium hydroxide. As I said, I need loads of rubber. I need the optical sets, fiberboard, which sodium sulfate for the fiberboard. Everything else that has to be done with the circuits to get more circuits at scale. Bone meal, Relesia, Nexalit, heck, concrete should be done and provided separately, and plastic. So we have a lot of options as to what to do going forward here. I think I'm going to work towards getting into manure from Ulrich's. The reason being that I'm going to also use Ulrich's for some other things. I think I'm going to be butchering Ulrich's for something. Potentially. But potentially. Maybe to get some products from them outside of bone meal. Because the food is not particularly that bad to make. Not particularly that bad to make. Although the food does need guar, faugi, and relesia, and ash and tree seeds. So, in order to get into this, we're going to need, ideally, the log build, a guar build, a faugi build, and a relesia build. The other side of this is the best recipes we have for relesia and faugi. They just so happen to need the manure. Because I want ideally to get into this, but that's a lot of my manure. How am I going to make ash cheaply? Oh, ye of little faith. So you can make ash out of flue gas. And you can make flue gas out of biomass. So, that I think I broke this down here. So, that. You get the ash from biomass. And since you need the tree seeds anyway, just bring logs in, and there's your ash and your tree seeds. Off of just bringing logs in to wherever you're making the Ulrich food. So, I think this all starts with logs, huh? And getting those online. Now, Relesia, the recipe that I would currently have access to that does not need the manure, will need a lot of plantations. We'll need a lot of plantations. Similarly with the Faugi build that is the simplest, that giving note 5 out on the output is also relatively large for infrastructure. I have come around to the concept of using the substrates, the fungal substrates. This will vastly reduce the amount of plantations. Note that this is 15 out for 25 plantations versus 5 out at 51 plantations. There's a pretty massive difference there. And it also is reducing the amount of spores that we need for this, and the infrastructure count there down to 13. Yeah, it's pretty nice. But we'd have to make the improved fungal substrate, which again, logs are part of this. Bones are part of this too. So I was thinking Ulrich into bones as well. And of course there's the urea, which, yeah, we'll figure that out. Blood out of into urea seems decent as an option. Depends on how you get the blood. I can murder some Ulrich to get some blood. It will need cages. This is an 80% output recipe, so it's really small values here, but you do need some cages in from iron, titanium, and solder. I need to actually make solder and provide that onto the network too, because I'm not currently doing that either. And this will need the seaweed and the agar stuff as well, so the agar processing stuff needs to happen. Although this needs to happen wherever I'm locally doing the improved substrate. The improved substrate will be on the train network by itself, separate from the Faugi plantations, because I need this substrate for other fungal processes. But you'll see here that this takes the incubated dish in, and it provides you the empty dish out. So you have to do something with that dish. I'm not going to burn it. So I have to bring in additional agar and incubate the dish local. Now, agar is just steam plus seaweed. So I'm bringing seaweed, get the steam from a solid fuel, which, I'm actually bringing in logs and making biomass. So that may as well be the fuel here, is the biomass. I don't know why Helmond's not telling me about making the 5 steam, but whatever. So that'll be the plan on the Faugi and eventually the Relesia, although that's a heck of a lot of manure. I am gonna make 15 though, so yeah. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. Yeah, and then maybe something along these lines longer term. I'm undecided to the actual urea, because we are going to need urea as urea and not necessarily ammonia. So yeah, that's gonna be a thing. and not use it for ammonia is what I'm trying to say. It's just we'll need urea as urea for other things besides making ammonia. How do I handle compost recipes in Helmod? What do you mean? How can you burn water? Yeah, good question. Well, I would imagine that water fill counts as a item, and if it's an item, it can be burned. Yeah, there is a Helmod setting that lets you show those things. It's hidden player crafting. So when I don't have hidden player crafting, none of the biomass recipes are on this list, but when I have show hidden player crafting, we get all of the biomass recipes showing up on the list. Show hidden player crafting. That's the setting in Helmod. That'll show you every single option you have for making biomass. All right. Let's see. Logs. I have you in here somewhere. You. Yes. You. You, my logs. Fortunately, I already have a dedicated moss build that's making 30 moss. So we can just ignore this entire block and just treat the logs as import moss and CO2, get 15 logs out. So it is handcrafting. It's the recipes that are hidden from the handcraft menu. So from this menu, those recipes are hidden, right? So if you want to see all of the recipes that are hidden from this menu, you have to show the hidden player crafting recipes. So it's all of the recipes that you fundamentally can't handcraft. Okay. What do I need? What do I need in my inventory right now, and how much stuff can go away? Lots of things can go away, I think. These, that, the, I don't need 20 pressure pumps anymore. So one of those stacks can go away. Let's see. Wow, that's 5 stacks of fastwoods. That's 5 stacks of fastwood forestries. Okay. That's 5 stacks of botanical nurseries. That's 5 stacks of washers. That's 6 stacks of soil extractors. Huh. Let's clear some of this extraneous stuff from the inventory, huh? No. Get rid of that mixer. Get rid of the clay pits. Where's the botanical nursery? I know you're in here somewhere, botanical nursery. I thought you were in. There you are. There you are. I need a wood processing unit stack. And then I need to find this one and be like, yo, I need 6. Then I need 25 times 41 trees. 25 times 41 trees. 1,025. That's a few trees. That's a few trees. I don't have enough botanical nurseries. Oh boy, we are crafting those right now. Still crafting. Where is the boff? Get rid of the boff. Get rid of that. Get rid of that Durlamin. I guess I don't need you. Guess get rid of the steel stack that I have sitting there. I think I'm good. I think I'm good now. Thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. Ooh. Big stretch. Big stretch. Alright then, do I just go with what I got? I've got 44 of the 52 soil extractors. 45. Yeah, this is gonna take a while. It's gonna take a little time. So I'm actually just gonna cut back on these requests / remove them preemptively. So I'm planning on coming back for a restock later when I know that I have these things. But I absolutely have the fastwoods at this point. Let's go. Let's figure out where I'm going to build this sucker. Which area of my base shall I build this in? Somewhere where there's no resource that I feel like tapping into, ideally. Maybe we just go off to the side over here. Yeah, I think we just go off to the side over here. Gosh, that's a big molly patch. Too bad it's deleted from the face of existence. Yeah, that it would help actually playing the it's a problem keeping track sometimes between what mods have what. Yeah, I have looked at tried to find certain recipes when playing Newlius that were available in Pyandons, and I'm like, oh right, this is Newlius, not Pyandons. We don't have that ability. I don't know if I've had the reverse, though, where I've thought about something Newlius has that Pyandons doesn't. Outside of, like, power prioritization stuff that would be nice to have. Have, like, a priority turbine-based system or something like that. Like a priority fluid burner. That would be great. A priority fluid fuel burner. I do not need any of these. I should just, like, remove all of the things from this blueprint now. Like, give me back all of my power poles. Those are mine. I have bigger power poles now. The biggest. The biggest of big. And there we go. Enjoy your power up there. This is going to be moss, and I need a request station for a fluid. Where will I be able to copy a fluid request station? Right up here. Fluid request station. Go. There you go. No more iron pipe. That does not exist. Only niobium exists now. R moss at logs. R CO2 at logs. Bring me my carbon dioxide, which for whatever reason the icon exists in Pi Alien Life. And bring me my moss, which is a module and therefore down near the end of this list. And then I need the solid input, solid supply station, just like that. Ta-da! S logs. We shall have logs on this station. Beautiful, glorious, and wonderful logs. Don't worry about my CO2 production, by the way. I'm making 2,000 units per second of the CO2. In fact, this build is basically just my CO2 build, just more. It's just more. So we're going to copy what? There's, why do I need, oh, it's the tailings, right. I actually do need to copy basically all of this. Yep. See PY. No, I do not want that. Yeah, sure, I'll do it over here. Like this. Okay. Something very specific that I did not put into consideration here is the fact that I need to actually deal with this pure sand. Oh, boy. So, either build more infrastructure or bring in a different solid fuel to use for this, are my current options. To deal with the pure sand, like, is there just a way of at least converting it into something a bit more condensed? That's easy. Nah, I don't think so. I mean, yeah, coal dust is pretty easy, but nah. Hey, my dolly, she ran right by me. Dolly ran right by. Yeah, I wish I could just throw pure sand into water and just get rid of that solution by dumping it. Ooh, this is the first opportunity where I get to use an upgrade planner from the crappiest of crappy of iron pipes to the most beautiful of niobium pipes. All y'all, change. Be free, my minions. You are Niobium now. So, do I want this? Since I'm not carrying around the buildings, I think the answer is nope. Okay, get rid of that. Get rid of all that. Yes, get rid of all. Because you're just gonna output the thing. I'm gonna import coke. Yeah, I'm going to import some coke. To use as the solid fuel. Because I'm lazy. You. What did I need you for? Oh. It would help if I had rail in my wagons. So I guess I'm restocking now. Okay. Sure. Fine. Be that way. I guess I can push this request back up to 50 and this request back up to 50. Okay. Let's hope I've made the stuff. Yeah, but I'm gonna need silicon. It'll feel really bad. It would feel really bad to import coke or import coal to do the silicon from the pure sand, or the coal for the coal dust for the silicon, to then just end up deleting it. I mean, even if I supply the silicon, I'd still be overflowing and voiding the silicon, right? Which means then I'm voiding two things. I'm voiding the coal from raw coal, and I'm voiding the pure sand, which one of those is a mined product, which I tend to be somewhat hesitant about. I don't really want... I want to avoid voiding a mined resource, if at all possible. Oh, look at all these minions. Oh boy. They're coming. They're delivering. Thank you for the rails! All the glorious rails coming. Ah, beautiful robots. Thank you so much for rail. I will eventually restock the train with more rails. That day is not today. Get back over here, you. In the meanwhile, name these stations. Bitumen's doing good over here. Huzzah! Have you stopped because you're backed up? Yes, you have. Excellent. We're full on bitumen. That's nice. I have noticed a slight issue with the way that I just had built the tanks for input and output. Because as it turns out, the tanks being directly adjacent to each other and sharing a fluid port, that fluid port connection is throughput limited, unfortunately. So it has some troubles keeping up sometimes with this type of a setup, because these ports are like they don't have enough oomph behind them to share the contents between these tanks. It takes a while for fluid that's being, say, shoved into this tank to flow out to the next tank, to the next tank, to the next tank down the line. It becomes there's a situation where I just would have to say, split it. It's easier to split the line and have an input pump on each side to help even out between it than to have just the one input pump on one side, because it does get limited to fill the opposite end compared to this end, and this can be full. This tank can be full, and this tank not full, and the pump that's trying to pump the fluid in to get to this last tank is slowed down because of the throughput issue of the tanks being connected to each other. It's weird. Weird, and that's unfortunately just how it works. Our coke at logs. Never thought I'd do coke at logs, but hey. Bring in the coke at the logs. There we go. We done with that. Oh, if only we done. If only we were actually done. Oh, we are not even close. This is, as they say, only the beginning. This is only the beginning. Alright, let's get this up and over. That is a number that is greater than 15. Or greater than 7.5, I should say. It is not greater than 15. It is greater than 7.5, which is half of 15, which means that one lane for the moss is not going to cut it. So I'm redesigning this just a bit. Just a bit. There we go. This will bring in the moss. Why does that say 11.2? Didn't it want me to do like 15? Didn't it say when I had that separate thing that I needed 15.1? I don't know. Weirdness. Weirdness is weird sometimes. So apparently I need 11.2 to get 15 logs out. Or maybe I manually set that other one to 15. That might have been it. Okay, so you need a kickstart of logs to move and start moving. I need 5. Of these, and they're all going into the what will be 2 factories. Processing my stuffs. There we go. That's that part of it. But 45 nurseries. Like, seriously? Oh, what? Water? How are you... Huh? Water! Go! Be free. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Just to make sure. 20. 21. 22. 23. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Really? I still didn't end up with enough botanical nurseries? Well, there goes all my belt as well. I think no matter what, I'd have to come back to get the belt going again. Oh boy. And I have to get all these power poles, because apparently I didn't actually copy a power pole on this side. Let's head on down. Get these power poles going. So, this will make 6.7 of the seedlings here, which is a number that is less than 7.5. Fortunately enough. And hey, I had enough space. My grid size is fine. I had enough space. Oh god, I need more inserters too. I think I may need to go restock. Let's get the fast woods going as well. Oh god, that's a lot of soil extractors. Ooh, god, I'm realizing that that's actually... Wait, why is it 52? Oh. Well, if it's 52, that actually means that I need, I need another set of washers. So I need more than 50 washers. I need another 1, so it's actually 26 here. Just, you know, the way I designed these. The way I designed these is that I have 2 to 1, but these 2 only make 7.2, not 7.5. So I do have to think about that. Take that into my own calculations. I'm going to redo the power on these. Yeah, I think that will work. Let me copy that to kill these power poles and see what happens. I said kill the power poles. Those smalls. There you go. Yeah, it will need another connector power pole. Or I just move that up one tile. But that would mean that this one would be up one tile as well, so I absolutely would need a connector, an extra power pole. Yeah, because it's just one tile. It's just one tile off. So that's 3 of 26. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I wasn't even thinking about the water either. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Yeah, I was not even thinking about the water. I only carry 10 of these at a time. So that means I'm short by more than 10 at the moment. Let's put in a request for 20 at a time. And yes, you may have noticed that I need additional chutes. I can craft those by hand myself, but B, I have this little extra tile that needs to keep cycling. I need to walk upwards with it. Oh my gosh, I need a lot of chutes. Let's get shooty. Gotta get shooty with all these chutes. And we are, of course, out of pipe. I've been hesitant to do this build, by the way. I don't know if you've picked up on that at any point, but I had been hesitant. I hope the reasons are... oh, God, no. I'm not moving it. I am not moving it. It's the way it is. I am not moving the rest of it. Nope, you can't make me. We're just gonna have that kink. It will be fine. I refuse. Oh God, that means that... it means that the tailings connection is off a tile too. That's an easy fix. How many tailings do you make? Oh, right. I'm making you for the tailings, so why the heck am I deleting the tailings? Great job. Okay. I need to restock. I need more stuff. I need more stuff. Do I bother with placing the fastwoods? Sure. Sure. We'll place the fastwoods. We'll need to do several more restocks once these fastwoods are placed, but hey. It will be fine. It will be fine. I'm gonna try to get a copy on these two. Paste it down just to get the power poles. So we have 4. We need 41. 6, 8. 41 is not going to fit. $10. That is 10, yes? 10. Okay. $20. Right? 20? The problem is, you see, it goes over. It goes over the train line. Okay. This will mean doing this, sadly, and reversing that belt. So now we're at 30. We should be at 30. Oh, we're at 27? Oh, because of, yes, things. We're at 30. That would be 40. I don't think I want to have it that way, but you know what? I'll do it anyway. Right, and then the logs that are coming out, there's more than 15. Great. This logistics is going to be hell. Okay. Absolutely garbage. But I can work with it. That's 50, that's 41, right? Trust me, there's 41 there. Boy. Yes, lane shenaniganry will need to happen. Lots more power poles will need to happen, and another line of output will need to happen. That will ultimately go up here like this. It'll go like that. Just a bit. I mean, I don't need a lot of it like that. I just need some of it like that, and ideally a bit of balancing along the way. Glorious balancing hacks. I could dump them into chests. And use loaders. I could change the layout on these inserters and throw them into chests with loaders. Then I don't have to do lane shenanigans. I do need to have the second line for the 0.6, however many is 0.6 per second. Oh god, it's 2. I would need that third, or that other line on the output, but hey. Many ways to solve the things. This is the I wouldn't call this the first large-scale build so far. I mean, it's definitely one of the ones that has the most buildings in an individual step, but it's like it's 5 steps. There's like not many steps here by comparison to other builds. Like I did the methane as well. Let's keep this in mind. I did this off screen with the methane at scale, but I consider something along these lines to be a large scale build. There's lots and lots of large scale builds that we've done so far. This is just another build that uses a lot of buildings. Anyway, back to the mall. Even then, it's not particularly huge. This is not a particularly huge build. 99 Ulrich corrals will be a particularly large build. Hello, Ollie. Welcome. How's my boy? Oh, Ollie. He's coming. He's coming to the lap. He's coming. Nope. He decided against it. He decided against it. He was gonna push the microphone out of the way to get to the lap. Hey, you. Hey, Ollie. How you doing? How you doing back there? We have finally arrived. Oh boy, that is a lot of restocking that needs to happen when my inventory is halfway. Oh boy. Yeah, I make no guarantees that we will actually finish an Ulrich build during this stream. But, yeah. I will be doing the seaweed off screen. 100%. And I will be doing, if I do sap as a dedicated build, I will also do sap off screen. But I would like to work on the Ulrich together. This we've done on the main bus in this very specific recipe for Elysia, so I will do this one off screen. Probably not to this scale, because it will be immediately replaced with a different recipe. I'll likely do the logistics planned around this being the process and just use these inputs because it's still soil, Relesia seeds, hydrogen, and water. Soil, Relesia seeds, hydrogen, and water. It just adds in biomass and manure as an extra belt line. I'll likely build 77 plantations to plan for the other thingies. Fawagi. It's so simple. Do we really need to see this together? It's 2 buildings. Do we really need to see that for making Fawagi? I don't think so. We'll see this. We'll see the building of the fungal substrates. That we will absolutely be doing together. Making fungal substrate that will then go in and feed into Fawagi and other fungi that we have around the place. But yeah, things we have done before. I'm probably gonna do Guar off screen too, just because. Yeah, Guar is so. It feels so much like the Fawagi as well. It's like, okay, well, we've seen sand and soil. How many times at this point? It's like, well, we've seen that a few hundred times by now. And we're just using it to feed Guar. at a guar bean plantation. And frankly, this is the best recipe for it. This will not be the best recipe for long, because there is work being done on a Pi Alien Life balance update that is going to be adding Mark 2, 3, and 4 guar bean plantation buildings. And guar is going to be like every other plant in Pi Alien Life. It is going to be nerfed into oblivion. Okay? So that will happen. It's not going to affect my playthrough because I'm not going to be updating Pyandons mods during the entirety of this playthrough, no matter when it drops. And I don't believe that I will add Pi Alternative Energy either when that drops. We'll see how much changes, because I really don't want to have to go and repair my entire base. Like, I don't want to have to take days going around repairing my base after a major update to the mod set, because everything has suddenly changed. So we're probably gonna wait on that. Have I restocked? Ish. You gave me a singular soil extractor. I need 5, 6, 7. I need 7 soil extractors, and I need a cup. I've got... You also haven't brought me my washers. Oh, I'm not requesting the washers anymore. That should still be there. I still want washers. At least 10. Hello, Ollie. He's at my feet. He's at my feet trying to get my attention. He wants attention. Ollie, what are you doing? What are you doing back there? What you doing back there? Get rid of that. Hello. Hello, Ollie. You're a little bit cold. You feel a little bit cold, Mr. Cat. Mr. Cat, yes. Yes, the cat. The cat, he is here. He's getting his attentions. He's got to get his attentions. Yes. Pretty Ollie with his big bright red collar. Yes. The pretty boy. It's a pretty boy. That's my pretty boy. Yes. Rubbies. Rubbies. Oh, I hear a dolly. I hear a dolly. Where's the dolly? She's on the other side of the TV. Oh, here he comes. Here he comes. He's trying to get to the lap, but he sees that the microphone is in the way. Yes, I know you want lap. You want lap to roll around and have me pet your belly and all that, but not yet. Can you give me 11 minutes? Because that's how long we have for this stream. Get rid of those. I don't need those trees anymore. Gosh, I guess I'm going to, in fact, handcraft these buildings. That should do it. Cut one of them, though. Alright, I've got belt. That will not be enough belt. I'm fairly certain I need more than 1,000 units of belt. But we'll find out. We'll find out shortly. More mini loaders, please, if I have them. Okay, I have them. Hi. Hey, Ollie, go up here. Come on. Come on, Ollie. He's watching. He's watching. Where's that Ollie? Where's that Ollie? Nah, he's not into it. He's not into it. He must be too tired. He must be too tired. How's that boy? Okay. What else will I need? I think I've got what I need to finish the build. So let's just go do it. Let's just go do it. I will adjust the inserters to insert into steel chests. I'm pretty sure 50 steel chests will be enough chests. And 100 loaders should be enough loaders. My concerns, of course, are pipe. Having enough pipe. Yeah, that's a lot of belt I'm missing. We shall see. We shall see. I've been hesitant with finishing this, like doing this, because I know it's just so many buildings, but got to do it at some point, and I will be very happy to have it. It's just the doing it part that's the issue, because 15 logs per second is a lot of wood. Like, if we just looked at wood from logs, it's times 5. If I converted all of those logs to wood, this is 75 wood. That's the build we're doing right now, is the equivalent of making 75 wood a second. Just minus the 120 wood processing units to actually do that conversion. Because we're going to be using these logs for not just wood, we're going to be using it for biomass as well. And there are a few things that need logs as logs. Excuse me, where's log? Log. The majestic log. Fungal substrate. Fungal substrate, which we need to make the improved fungal substrate, needs logs as logs. It also needs urea. And I hate so much that this needs urea rather than manure. Like, I wouldn't like it either way, but I consider urea to be more difficult than just manure. Urea being one of the hardest things to obtain with Pyalien life. Oh yeah, and I hope I have enough nanobot ammo. Oh boy. Well, that's done. No, it would not be enough ash. I've looked at the ash wood recipe. It is significantly more infrastructure required, and it ends up being a worse recipe overall. I have looked at it. It has been on my radar to check out. And I did check it out, and the math didn't add up. Oh boy, I hope 300 more. Oh god, we're not gonna have enough belt. We are not gonna have enough belt. That's a shame. We'll need to go back and get more belt to truly finish the build, but whatever. Whatevs. We can at least get all the buildings down and as many of the belts as we have down as we can. I'm also not going to have enough pipe. Oh boy. Or enough power poles. Oh boy. Isn't that fantastic? Ta da. Thank you for the tar. I am nearly out of pipe, but fortunately I should have enough to bring the CO2 in. I don't want to do that until I've taken care of this. So what I want to do is move these output inserters out of the way. So I can do this. Wherever I have the inserters. I'm just going to copy that and paste it down. Paste it down. And then in that section where I have them adjacent to each other, it's just the same thing. It's just going to... Oops. Don't need to do that. It is the exact same thing. Just instead moving 2 at a time. There we go. Hey, at least I'm reclaiming a few units of belts by doing this. So, again, why I'm doing this, if you are not aware, is that by doing this, I don't need to do lane balancing on this belt. That is pretty much the entire reason, is so that I don't have to do lane balancing. Why were you there? Okay, sure. Oh. Whoops. Whoopsies. Yeah, that was backwards. Ahem. Yes, that would be why that was there. Whoops. Oh wow, all these pipes weren't there. Oh boy. Oh boy, pipes. Yeah, you... I need a lot of you. Alright, back down I go, I guess. Give me back a lot of this belt. Yeah, I should be able to do that. And that should even out things a bit. I mean, this is overkill, but that should work out fine. Should theoretically work out fine. Who made this? Who made what? The mod set? That's Pyanodon. Who did this build? Me, just now. Okay, redo all that. Fine, fine, fine. Up with you. Okay. There we go. Better. The back to front tree prisons? I don't know what you mean. Because this is Pyandons. Pyanodon does the art. If you mean that reversing thing, that was me. Just making a mistake building the thing. I pasted down the thing wrong. Okay, power I don't have. Oh boy. I'm pretty sure I can redo all of this power pole shenaniganry a little bit better than previously. So let's pick up these power poles. Oh, there's only 10. And I will be back walking down the line. Yes, pick up all of them. Because they're not even connected to anything else anyway. May as well. And we'll see how far down the line I can get. Alright. Now to walk. Straight down. Yeah, because I had rotated the copy. Wow, that was actually enough. Wow, that was so inefficient that I actually managed to get it on the rest of the line. When I pasted this section on the right down, I did that, I think, before I pasted the next section of 10 down here, and I just forgot to rotate it back to the proper orientation when I did that. Okay, power to that everything. Sure. This will need to be connected to the tailings and all that, but I'm going to need to restock before moving forward. However, we have reached the end of the stream. We're 4 minutes past now, and I'm mostly finished. It just needs the remaining belt lines, a little bit of pipe work, and that'll be logs. I will be wrapping this up off screen so that when we next meet, well, when we next meet, Ulrich food for Ulrich manure. That will be what we do when we next meet. Ulrich food into manure. And, like, I think that's going to be about it. That's probably going to take the majority of the day. So with that, folks, I would like to thank you all for watching today, as I have somewhat gone through a logs build and managed to get the bitumen processed and on the train network, 200% per second of it, processing a little bit less than a yellow belt. with all of this wonderful infrastructure to get there. Yeah, managed to do all that. Finally doing oil sands processing, since I managed to get niobium so that I could build this building right here, which needed niobium. Ah, boy. So, yeah, those two things today. Again, thank you all for watching. This has been a Talking Show, but if you have enjoyed today's stream, please be sure to do all of the social engagement stuff down below. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you've not yet subscribed, and hit the notification bell. Consider becoming a member of the channel by hitting the great big blue join button, as well as supporting on Patreon at patreon.com/otakushiba if you're so inclined and able. I will be back on Tuesday with more, and I will see you all on the next one.